What's up, Flip fam? Welcome back to another episode of What the Flip, and today we're gonna paint a house. Welcome back to the show, guys. You're gonna want to stay tuned to the end of this one because we're gonna be doing a giveaway that's pretty cool. Today, we're gonna be showing you how to paint a house, or really anything, in 3 steps. The 3 P's, as I like to call them. It's prep, prime, and paint. Pretty self-explanatory, but for the sake of being thorough, let's get into it. Step number 1, prep. This is where you prepare the surface to accept the paint. Basically, you want a clean, dry surface to set your paint up for maximum adhesion. That way you have fantastic looking, long-lasting results. This is done by maybe removing an old coat of paint, sanding off a clear coat, or in the case of brick, we have to remove all the dirt and grime that is built up over the years. So we take a degreaser like TSP, soap, water, whatever, and wash the hell out of the outside of the house. Pressure washer makes this step go by a lot faster. Then you just wait for the surface to dry. With brick, that can take a few days, but once it's done, be sure to fill any holes in the brick and mortar with caulk, and then give it a once-over with an old dirty broom to remove any final remaining dust or sediment. And if you're lazy like me, a leaf blower seems to work pretty well. Okay, the next step is where you break out the painter's tape, the plastic, the newspaper, and you cover up anything that you don't want painted. Fuck this step. I hate this step, so I'm gonna skip it. Now, I normally wouldn't skip it, but we're gonna be replacing the doors, the windows, the roof, so who gives a shit about some overspray? Basically, I'm gonna get real reckless. I'm gonna take my paint sprayer and just mob the house until it's covered with paint. The next step is prime. Don't skip this step. Primer's a lot cheaper than paint. It allows for better coverage, it gives you a better final result. Just make sure that your primer, like your paint, is rated for whatever surface you're painting. So in our case, we're painting brick, so that means we need a paint that's breathable. So something that's acrylic or elastodynamic, that way water can move in and out and it doesn't get trapped between the paint and the brick. You'll notice we're using a roller with the sprayer. This technique is called back rolling, and it just helps when you have really porous brick to try to drive some extra paint into all the crevices. Okay, the final step is paint. Are you ready for it? You paint. Doesn't matter if it's with a brush, a roller, a sprayer, or a combination of all 3 like we did. Take your time, you can achieve great results.
All right, so we're done with the primer. It looks great, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. That's the magic of paint. But the only thing more boring than watching paint dry is actually watching somebody do the painting. Unless you've got a super sweet time-lapse sequence. Ready, set, go!
Now, I would highly suggest using a sprayer. I just think the results look better and it makes the job way faster. But Trav, they're expensive. I know, but it's a tool, it's an investment, and it'll pay for itself, especially when you look at opportunity cost, or basically what your time is worth. Now, if we were gonna say that your time is worth $10 an hour, me personally, I think my time is worth a lot more than that. Hashtag know you're worth me. But let's just say it's $10 an hour for easy math. Now, if I'm doing 2 coats, a coat of primer and a coat of paint, it could take 5 to 10 additional hours per coat. So we're talking potentially 20 hours. That's $200 right there. So basically I could buy a sprayer with the amount of time that I've saved. And now when you really start looking at the opportunities you've lost, opportunity cost, then you really start to see how when you save time, you really can save yourself a lot of money. Because we're talking 20 hours here. What could you get done in 20 hours? You could demo the kitchen, you could start work on the bathroom, you could start laying floor, or you could do 10 additional hours of work and then go out for a dinner and a movie. You know, you could have a life. There's a lot of things you could do with 20 hours. Oh, and if you saw last video and you're wondering why I was in a Tyvek suit on a boom truck in the middle of the night painting the top of this house, well, you see, we fully intended to paint this whole house with that sprayer, that stepladder, and that roller. That extension pole will actually go to like 24 feet, so I can get to the top of the house no problem. But when it's fully extended, it gets a little floppy, and you can't really get enough pressure to get a good result. And I really wanted to spray the whole house, and I just kept thinking how cool it would be to be able to move around and not be on a ladder or not be on scaffolding. So I called the local machinery place, they dropped it off, picked it up. For $150, I got to keep it for the whole weekend, and I'm pretty sure it's not standard practice to use a boom truck to paint your house, but it was dope. So why would I rent a boom instead of getting, say, a 30-foot extension ladder? Well, I don't know, because heavy machinery is awesome.
In the end, it's not that big of a deal. It's still way cheaper than having to hire somebody else. And we're gonna use this to get the chimney. We're gonna replace some bricks up there. We're gonna paint right there. We're also gonna use it to get some other chores done.
Well, that almost wraps it up for me. We just have one more thing to talk about, and that's the giveaway. As you know, Christmas is right around the corner. Gosh darn it, I've just been in the Christmas spirit. So, I've decided to give this away. Now, I can't tell you what's inside of this, that's next week's video, but I can confirm it is a DeWalt bag and the contents are DeWalt power tools. So I am going to be breaking this contest up over 2 weeks, so that gives you 2 chances to enter and win. All you have to do is be subscribed, like this video, and leave me a comment down below. Comment what you think is inside of the bag, comment what your favorite reindeer is. I don't care, I just want to hear from you people. And then at the end of your comment, leave me some contact information. Whether that's an Instagram handle, an email address, whatever you feel comfortable giving out, that way I can get up with you when you win. I'm also going to be putting all the rules and everything in the description below. Okay, that's it for me, guys. Stay tuned for next week so you can actually see what you're playing for. And have a Merry Christmas, guys, and a happy holiday season, and I will catch you on the flip side.
It is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. I can hear those jingle bells.